Welcome to Informatics, where we explore the science shaping our health, behavior, and the world around us. Today's story challenges one of the biggest assumptions in child psychology, that ADHD is always a brain disorder. A groundbreaking study published in the Lancet suggests that for nearly half of children diagnosed with ADHD, the root cause might not be in their brains at all, but in their diets and digital habits. This incredible discovery began with Dutch researcher Dr. Lidy Pelsser, who led what's now known as the INCA study. INCA stands for Impact of Nutrition on Children with ADHD. Her team studied a group of children diagnosed with ADHD and put them on a strict 5-week, few foods diet. This meant no processed foods, no sugar, and no additives. Their diet was limited to just a handful of items, like rice, turkey, select vegetables, pears, and water. It was a tough challenge, but the results were astonishing. After just 5 weeks, an incredible 40 to 50% of the children saw their ADHD symptoms almost completely vanish. Then, the researchers did something interesting. They reintroduced sugary and processed foods back into the children's diets. And just as quickly as they disappeared, those same symptoms, the restlessness, the impulsivity, the trouble focusing, all came roaring back. These findings, published in the prestigious medical journal, The Lancet, suggest a radical idea. For some children, what we call ADHD might actually be food-induced sensitivities, not a fixed neurological condition. Dr. Pelsser believes these reactions could be triggered by things like inflammation, signals between the gut and the brain, or even changes in the gut microbiome. In other words, what kids eat could be directly influencing how their brains regulate attention and emotion. It's a powerful connection that we're only just beginning to understand. But diet isn't the only culprit in this modern story. A growing body of research shows that excessive screen time can produce symptoms that look strikingly similar to ADHD. Think about it. When kids spend hours on fast-paced digital content like games, social media, or short-form videos, their brains are flooded with dopamine. That's the neurotransmitter that rewards instant gratification. Over time, this constant fire hose of stimulation can actually desensitize the brain's reward system. What happens then? Normal, everyday tasks, like doing homework, reading a book, or even just sitting through a family dinner, can start to feel incredibly boring and almost impossible to focus on. The brain gets so used to the digital roller coaster that the real world feels slow and uninteresting. Studies have found that children who use screens heavily, especially before the age of 12, are more likely to experience sleep issues, irritability, and emotional swings, all key features that overlap with an ADHD diagnosis. Now, here's the most encouraging part of this whole story. Both reducing screen time and simplifying a child's diet have shown measurable improvements in behavior, mood, and focus, and often these changes happen within just a few weeks. Families who have tried these lifestyle approaches report calmer evenings, better sleep, and stronger relationships at home, sometimes even without the need for medication. Of course, it's crucial to remember that ADHD is a complex condition, and these interventions won't be a magic bullet for every child. But they do highlight something profoundly important. Our environment, from the food we eat to the technology we engage with, can dramatically shape the developing brain. This isn't about blaming parents or rejecting medicine when it's needed. Instead, it's an invitation to look deeper. It's about seeing ADHD not just as a fixed label, but as a spectrum of causes, some of which we might actually have the power to change. I'm your name, and this is Informatics, where we make sense of the science that shapes our daily lives. Because sometimes, the most powerful answers aren't found in a prescription, but in the patterns we live every day. Thanks for watching. If you found this insightful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that change the way we see the world.